Hey guys, I wanted to make a video today, and it's gonna be more geared towards my viewers that are maybe on a spectrum of what the medical industry would call bipolar disorder or mental illness, things of that nature. Because I wanted to kind of talk about the brilliance that can be found within that small gap between sanity and insanity. And I know any of you guys that I'm talking about here that understand that, I really wouldn't have to go into it too much, but I guess for those of you that can't relate to what I'm talking about right there, it's kind of this area inside of your mind. It's this I just kind of call it like a gap of greatness, really, and it's this sweet spot that you can go to mentally and spiritually, really, to where that's where the ultimate creativity lies. That's where the ultimate in manifestation and just bringing about all of your desires and will, that everything is there in that little sweet spot between sanity and insanity, really. It's like if you're too far on that sane spectrum, doing anything that I typically talk about on my channel is going to be a little bit harder for you, because getting in those states of mind, being able to really drop mind and get into the theta gamma sync. I know all of that is definitely a lot harder for people that have never experienced those different spectrums of mood and mental awareness. If you've had a mental illness, or I guess too, maybe if you had experimented with a lot of different psychedelic drugs and things of that nature, then I guess maybe you could relate to this too. But when you have a mental illness, you experience every end of the spectrum as far as emotions go, and as far as kind of like states of mind go, and things of that nature. It's a much more natural thing for them to be able to fluctuate back and forth, to get into a trance state versus just kind of sitting there stone cold sober in your normal, brain patterns and brain frequencies and whatnot. But I think for people that have associated mental illness, what I mean when I'm talking about that sweet spot. And it's one of those things where it can be difficult because it can cause you a lot of bull crap if you're not careful, if you go and allow yourself to go too far off the end of the spectrum. But if you can learn how to manage it and harness it and to use it for wonderful things in your life, you definitely can. There's no doubt about that. And for me, taking those different medications that I used to have to take, that would keep me and block me from ever entering into that sweet spot gap at all. And for me, that was just something that, it's my life essence. That's kind of where a lot of my drive and motivation come from. That, and igniting my inner black flame along with those aspects, it's incredible. And because that's really what I think anyways. A lot of people that think they have a mental illness of some sort, it's really just you and your body's misunderstanding of what's going on, that you're open to fifth dimensional consciousness. You're open to higher levels of consciousness than what typical people are exposed to and have to try to associate with on a daily basis in your everyday life. Because there's no doubt that there's a huge association with people that would be said to have a mental illness and psychic abilities, different healing abilities, and just, if they would want to call it, either paranormal or, extraterrestrial or extra sensory, whatever they would want to call it. But, I really do believe that's what a lot of this mental illness thing really is all about. It's really about gifts, and it's about different abilities, but you've got to learn how to harness that and how to use it, and then how to not let it dominate your life and manifest in negative ways, because it certainly can. And before you really understand all of these things and how to control it, it can be devastating. It can be crippling. It can for a lot of people, it can be the end of their life, because they just can't handle it and they can't continue. And that's terrible to see that happen. People that just don't want to go on, and I've certainly been there before. Life is tough. Living on this earth and this physical plane is difficult. This earth shit is dense, man. Everything is very, very hard here. There's no doubt about that. But I guess what I'm trying to say in this video really is that for all of you guys that feel like you struggle sometimes in grounding yourself and like living in this physical reality like most other typical normal people do, just remember that you're special, and remember that you can really do some great things, and that you can do things that they can't do, and you can enjoy and experience things that they can't experience. They could if they would open themselves up to it, and that's their choice. But this is something that you're wide open to, and that you've got to live with one way or another, unless of course you want to take your medication and just block it all out and try to go a different route and still be able to create and do the things that you want to do in your life to the fullest extent. But just know that you're special, though. That you are. That you have these problems that you may have to deal with, and that other people may really find unattractive or find it to be a personality flaw or things of this nature. But just know that you are you, because that's who you're supposed to be, and embrace that and really be who you are, bipolar and all, or whatever, whatever label you want to put on it. But use that to enrich and empower your life. Don't use that as oh crap, yeah, I'm bipolar, I'm stupid, so like cop out or whatever. Use it to fuel your life every single day and everything that you do, and just know that you've got that extra edge, you know, over a lot of these other guys, because I believe that you do. You know, when you have this extra little oomph and energy, and you know, it's a spiritual thing too, for sure. You know, there's no doubt about it. There's a spiritual connection there. I have no doubt. But anyways, guys, you know, keep shooting for that sweet spot. But don't take it too far. You know, you got to bring yourself back in sometimes. But in all your magical aspects, and through whatever it is you're trying to do, if it's divination or if it's different magical operations or spirit evocation or invocation, whatever it is, get into that sweet spot mentally, you know, and then spiritually get into that sweet spot right there in between sanity and insanity. And if you can get right in there, you'll know it. And crazy, crazy things will begin to unfold in your life as far as manifesting abilities, psychic abilities, all of those things. And of course, your internal black flame will ignite and really, really light a fire under your butt. But thanks, guys. It was great to see you again. And hope everybody's doing well out there. And if anybody has any questions, you can email me at jdtemplehealing@gmail.com. Again, that's jdtemplehealing@gmail.com. It's good to see you guys again. Hope everybody's doing well. See ya.